And now we are on the horse. So out of the 144 compatibilities, sign compatibilities, we are on the horse now. So horse male compatibility chart with all 12 signs, female signs. Starting with rat female. So horse male plus rat female. He requires physical as well as mental freedom. She is level-headed, industrious, and affectionate. She will be content to stay in a close-knit family. He must constantly explore uncharted seas. She is resourceful and thrifty. He is adventurous, flirtatious, and changeable. And they will not see eye to eye on how things should be done because of the differences in their temperaments. The rat views the horse as selfish and inconsiderate. He finds her too bossy and possessive. After careful appraisal, neither may find the other appealing enough to join forces with permanently. So it sounds like to me that the horse is definitely, or the horse male anyways, is definitely more of the go with the flow. I mean, that is pretty much the signature of the horse. But in this case, in combination with the rat female, um, he's not going to be as much of a team worker type. He's not going to care to do that kind of stuff. He wants to do things on his own time. She is very much about working together and not just going off and doing things on their own, right? So that's why it probably she wants somebody that's more predictable, I think, someone that is more stabilized. And the horse male is going to want to have more of that freedom and not be so tied down. Horse male and ox female. There is little prospect for a happy cohabitation here. He is too versatile, high-strung, and outgoing for the organized, proper, and dedicated ox woman. He is always giddy with excitement, and she is too sober to share his zest. He finds her very respectable, but too undemonstrative and rigid. She feels she cannot depend on him because of his light-hearted and unpredictable moods. He finds her humorless and difficult to work or play with. Her man must be more disciplined and responsible, and those two have very little in common. So in this case, the horse male and ox female have even less in common, because at least the rat female has more of an outgoing persona. The ox female is even more introverted and traditional type, and the horse male is more of the spontaneous. He wants to do things that are exciting all the time and wants to have adventure. So now with the horse male and tiger female, there will be a unity of spirit between these two signs. They are bound to each other by the same animated, lively, and passionate outlook on life. He is captivated by her vivacious personality, and she is greatly attracted to his colorful, vibrant, and self-assured demeanor. Both are active, affable, and appealing. The horse can manage to keep the money coming in, and the tiger is at her best as his radiant and charming hostess. Since they share the same philosophy, they will gravitate towards the same goals. Much togetherness can be achieved in this marriage. So in this case, because they have similar personalities to begin with, and it doesn't clash, like not so much similar to a point where it clashes, they can both appreciate each other's spontaneity and respect each other's like freedom, but then they always reassure. It's probably because they always make sure to have that recognition of each other, but they respect each other's freedoms. Now moving on to horse male and rabbit female. These two parties may not find accord because of the differences in their personalities. He is annoyed by her detached, cautious, and impeccable ways. She can be affectionate, inspired, and very personable once he can reassure her that he is a dedicated and capable provider and family man. But he does not care to have her or anyone else anchor all their hopes on him. So off he goes in whatever direction he pleases. No doubt he will perform well, but the tender rabbit cannot tolerate uncertainty or insecurity. As a result, both will be discontented and unhappy. So then I guess the horse male and rabbit female might face some issues in that departments of aligning, right? Because even though the rabbit female is still able to detach and have respect for the freedom and give space, it's not the same type. She's going to be more introverted, right? And she's not going to want to be too flashy. She has limits there, and security is one of the most important things to her. So he doesn't like to be tied down. He doesn't want to have to feel the weight and the burdens of having to provide or having to, be stuck to something or have an expectation put on him. So that's why it's not going to really work out as fluently with that pair, or so it says. Horse male and dragon female. This will be a moderately rewarding partnership. He is versatile and ingenious, while she is always enthusiastic about taking on new and exciting projects. If she is not engrossed in her own profession, the dragon lady may want to apply her idealistic views and objectives to the ventures of her high-spirited, adventurous, and equally outgoing spouse. He is perceptive enough to accurately assess their chances for success, while she is persuasive and powerful enough to deal with his inconsistencies. They will both lead a busy, roving life, as neither is domestic enough to stay meekly at home. So that one seems like a pretty good match as well. More ease in dynamics because they both enjoy adventure. They share that love for adventure. And then she is okay with, like, it's almost like the horse male is not too domineering, so obviously that's going to appeal to the dragon female. She does not want to be told what to do just as much as he doesn't want to be told what to do, but he also doesn't care that much about being like the leader type, like she can be that and he'll allow her to be that, right? And where they align with each other is through adventure and creating memories and stuff. So, and good times. So now we're moving on to horse male and snake female. This is an unlikely match, although both are mentally agile and realistic. But while he is mercurial and needs freedom and variety, she can be resistant to change and resentful of his rash and self-centered ways. She may be too determined, private, and refined for his taste. And in turn, the snake woman may not find the horse's strong appetites consistent enough to be worth her while. Both have to be very unselfish to make this marriage work. So it would take a lot of self-sacrifice to meet in the middle for this match because they are so different. He's way more outgoing and she's not naturally that way. Horse male and horse female. Teamwork and cooperation are possible because they work at similar speeds. It would be better if they were born in different seasons so as to provide more variety in their relationship. Both are passionate but independent and restless. They're witty, lively, materialistic. I was going to say something else. Materialistic and adventurous personalities may make life very hectic, but there is no guarantee they will get anywhere unless one is skillful enough to control the other. They may not be able to build a solid foundation for a home, as both are bored by routine and restrictions. So they can have fun, they can get along, and they understand each other, right? Because they're both horse. But in regards to like building like a substantial family or home unit that is functioning, someone has to do the mundane parts, right? Someone has to do the boring stuff. It can't just be both people having fun all the time. Somebody has to have at least some responsibilities there. So that's where they would run into problems, I guess, unless they have other placements that can out kind of balance out that. Now moving on to horse male and sheep female. She is delicate, sensitive, and kind-hearted. He is cheerful, and his practical nature will inject humor and purpose into her life. The horse can be easygoing with the gentle sheep, who is compassionate enough to overlook his selfishness if he can liven up her moods and teach her the quickest route around her self-magnified problems. He will be grateful for a pleasant and warm home and will find the sheep cares enough for him to adjust her way of life to his needs. Each will complement the other, and this could be a very happy marriage indeed. So that sounds like a good match. She's willing to submit to his needs, and because he has the ability to not be annoyed or turned off by her emotions or her need for that. So, yeah, that sounds like a good pair. Horse male and monkey female. Both are adaptable and intelligent enough to leap over obstacles to their progress, but their very similarities may breed mutual contempt as well. Just as he is practical and opportunistic, she can be unscrupulous. She is versatile, and he may irritate her with his shrewd and mercurial movements. The monkey is bright and beguiling, while the horse is equally witty and persuasive. They may end up trying to con each other into submission. So, sounds like this dynamic could be much of a head game, right? So, a lot of back and forth mind games, who can outdo the other type of thing. That's what it sounds like to me. So now moving on to horse male and rooster female. This is a this is an incongruous but sometimes workable arrangement. He is witty and skillful, while she may be frank, knowledgeable, and zealous. He could start something magnificent and then dash off when he gets bored. The efficient rooster will complain and no doubt criticize his lack of dedication, but she will sort out the details and finish the job anyway. He is too high-spirited and detached to be really um, annoyed by her outspoken and fault-finding ways. So it's going to kind of like brush over on him. He's not really going to take it to heart too much. He may not even stay around long enough for her to finish the lecture, because obviously they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be lectured, but they're not going to be affected by it either. So they'll just find ways to escape it, I guess. He is the colorful and vigorous performer, and she is the most capable of administrators. Neither will be greatly disturbed by the faults of the other if they find their union productive enough. So it sounds like to me that the way that dynamic would be is, if it were to work out, basically to keep the peace, I guess, is that when she would get in her moods and she's, she has to vent and stuff, instead of working it out, he might be more prone to just leaving or just kind of escaping it in some way to avoid it. And he's not really going to take it too seriously. It could cause a cycle, though. That's the only issue that I can see in that dynamic, is it could cause a cycle of that, and things don't get to the bottom of things. And so resentment can build up and all that kind of stuff, unless they're able to sit down and have a serious conversation. Now moving on to horse male and dog female. This can be a lasting and cooperative match. Both are animated and demonstrative persons who may find real joy in their union. The dog is loyal, honest, and sincere, and will pay attention to the horse's excellent intuitions. She will be impressed by his intelligent, high-spirited, and perceptive ways, while he loves her sense of humor, reason, and logic. The dog is realistic enough to understand and accept the horse's shortcomings. As a result, he will not take offense at her curt but observant and straightforward manner. So, again, all about delivery. So she will have more of the type personality that won't deliver things too harshly, because the dog female can understand where he's coming from and kind of see why and respect it as long as it's not like out of line. And she can deliver her message of how she sees things and how she's being affected in ways that don't threaten him or put him off. So compromising in a subtle way, basically, between the two of them. So last but not least, we have horse male and boar female. He is persuasive, magnetic, and appealing, and will be able to convince the compromising and good-natured boar to accede to his wishes. She is kind-hearted and, being sociably inclined, enjoys activities with the sportive horse. Then again, being a devoted soul, she craves for more togetherness and affection than the self-centered horse can provide. He, on the other hand, is not amused when she is too conforming, and so considerate she pleases everyone else besides him. Each may have some difficulty coming to terms with the other's weaknesses. So in that situation, it's kind of similar. What makes it different, though, okay, so I was going to say it's kind of similar to the sheep female dynamic, but the difference is that I think with the sheep female, she's not going to be the type that's nice to well, she'll be nice to everybody, but she's not going to be like trying to please everyone. She's going to want to please her partner first and foremost. And yes, she might be more clingy in nature, but the boar can do the same thing as well with the horse. But the only difference is that if she's not getting it from him, she will obviously hold that against him or something. And she's more the type that regardless, she's going to be a people pleaser to everybody, So not in that way. I'm not saying that way. I'm just saying like, she's not going to be she's more sociable than the sheep is. The sheep is not going to be as sociable and stuff. So anyways, that's what I have for the horse. And I hope you have a good night.